today I've been excited for this class for probably the last 2 or 3 months because it's the beginning of not just a new series, but then like a new. It's huge. It's the 8 limbs of yoga. It's one of my favorite uh, teachings to explore, and it's what you've already been practicing. That's the great news. I'll give a lot of context to like what you've been doing over your yoga career, you'll understand how you have been practicing these ideas in little bits and pieces over the course of honestly the next 5 months. We're going to be in it for a while. So there are 8 limbs, and this comes from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And at the end of chapter 2, he outlines the 8 limb path toward enlightenment, or it's sometimes called the royal path or the Ashtanga path. We can just call it the 8 limbs for here. And the reason why they're limbs and not steps so much is because, while there is somewhat of a sequence of building towards something, you really have to practice all of these at the same time. And some of them are more practice, like sit down on your mat and do something. And a lot of them are lifestyle practices. And you'll start to understand how they work together. And so, just to run you through the 8, we're going to really quickly so we can get to what we're going to do for this series, is there are the 5 yamas, the yoga knows, the niyamas, the yoga yeses, there's asana, which are the yoga postures that you've probably most familiar with, pratyahara, which is control and withdrawing of the senses, and then there's dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, which are the 3 stages of yogic meditation. We're going to explore all of those in each their own series throughout the next 5 months or so. And so for this week and for the next 5 weeks, we'll be exploring the 5 yamas, or the yoga knows, or sometimes called the yoga restraints. And the idea is that if you practice these restraints, you will start to eliminate suffering in your life. And some of these you know really well, and you probably already practice on some level, but to bring deeper awareness to them and maybe deeper processing to them might be helpful. And those 5, there's a lot to remember here. There's Ahimsa, nonviolence, which we'll explore tonight. There is Satya, which is non-lying or truthfulness. There's Asteya, which is non-stealing. And we'll talk about how that works into more philosophical contexts. There's Brahmacharya, which is non-excess or moderation of the senses. And then the last one is Aparigraha, which is non-greed or non-grasping. We're going to explore all of these in their own classes. But for tonight, we're going to jump into Ahimsa. Ahimsa, it's important to note that as we go through the yamas and the niyamas, that if something is brought up first, it's the most important moving forward. So you'll see flavors of nonviolence in all of the other yamas and even into the niyamas. So it's not just practice one, then go to the next stage. You collectively build further and further as you go along. And that's how the entire Yoga Sutras are written. If something's written first, you can assume that that applies to everything that comes thereafter. Now, it's easy to say nonviolence is don't harm other people, but it really comes down to the philosophical context of violence. So there are versions of it. There's the way that you think negatively about yourself or other people. That's a version of violence. Though we'll get into to more action item type things in the next few weeks, but like stealing is definitely violence. Talking over somebody when they're trying to make a point is a version of violence. Gaslighting, manipulation, things like that are all versions of violence. And the antidote to that, and what we'll practice in our class today, is compassion. Because if you can really root yourself in a mindset of compassion, where you don't have to love everybody, like we're not going that far, but you do want to work toward having compassionate understanding of other people, especially those you disagree with. I wrote an article about this. You should check it out. It's called Don't Take It Personally, a Practice of Nonviolence. It's on Yoga International. I might send out a reminder about that one later. Anywho, compassion is what we're going to focus on tonight. And we'll get into some mind stuff and how we might talk to ourselves about ourselves. A lot of the violence that we kind of feel is actually self-inflicted. It's these false beliefs that we've attached to our person since the day that we were born. And yoga is all about unwinding those beliefs and connecting to the core true self. That is what we'll do. And that was quite the, quite the elaboration. I hope that you got something out of that. Go ahead and sit comfortably and we'll experience this. We'll explore it. And relax your shoulders down your back. Feel the crown of the head lift toward the ceiling. It could be your ceiling. And just welcome yourself to this moment, allowing yourself to fully arrive. You've walked far to get here. There's further to go when we're done, but for now, be here in this moment. You might notice some resistance to that sense of presence. Maybe there is a ongoing to-do list in the back of your mind that wants attention or priority. Maybe there's some underlying or overlying anxiety that's present or stress. Please know we're not ignoring those things. We're just giving ourselves just a moment to not have to be consumed, so that we can check in with ourselves, so that we can be present and we can attend to this field of the body, energy, and mind. We can bring some compassion and love to this system. Become aware of the space around your chest, the heart center, Anahata, the true seat of Ahimsa, nonviolence. Indeed, the word for the heart chakra is Anahata, which means the sound of no two things striking together. No pain can enter, no violence can happen here. There's only love, only space, only compassion. Maybe start to feel yourself melting around that idea. There's a space within you that's beyond any violation. It's close to the core self. If you're having a hard time connecting to that, just set an intention to be as open as you can to the experience. To as much as you can, not hold yourself back from connecting, whatever that means, however that feels. Maybe feeling that sense of compassion, love, openness, feeling it expand as we chant Om 3 times. Deep breath in. Please bring your palms to your heart and lower the chin, and honor yourself as you are in this moment, body, breath, energy, and mind. And it's from this place within you that we'll practice tonight. Go ahead and rub the palms together. Take the heated palms over your eyes and brush back over the top of the head, down the neck. Bringing yourself back to your space. And let's come on to hands and knees to start. Table pose. Setting any props you have off to the side. All right. Hands under your shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Then inhale, look forward, feel the tailbone lift. And exhale, let's go all the way back to child's pose. Inhale back up to hands and knees. And exhale again, child's pose. Please continue moving on your breath, just starting to warm up the spine here, the shoulders and hips, and beginning to link the breath and your movement. As we start to move, you might become acutely aware of tension in the body, tightness, soreness, discomfort of some sort. Maybe send some breath to those regions. Part of nonviolence is having compassion for even the pain or the discomfort, not turning away from it, but attending to it. Maybe think about that as we move through class tonight. With your next exhalation, curl the toes under and lift into downward facing dog, and let's walk it out for a few breaths. Bending a knee, pressing the opposite heel toward the floor. Deep breaths here. Again, noticing where you might feel some discomfort, soreness, tightness in your body. And sending some breath there. You also might notice some soreness, some tightness, some discomfort in your mind. You know, we lead stressful lives. There's a lot going on. See if you can send some compassion to those mind states or those thoughts. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Stay for a breath. And then we'll keep attending to what is here. Inhale, come up to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. With your next inhalation, come forward into plank pose, straight line push-up. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Again, inhale, come forward through the spine. Maybe look forward just a little bit as you come into plank. Then exhale, push back. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Twice more. All right, moving further. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, plank yourself all the way down to the floor. Release the feet. Feel the pelvis ground. With your next inhale, lift the head, chest, and legs. Locust pose. Exhale, float down. We'll do 4 more. Inhale, floating up locust, strengthening the back. Exhale, float down. Get light on your hands. Locust pose. And down twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one for now. Inhale, come up. Exhale, float down. Curl the toes under. Lift your knees. Lift your hips. Plank up and back to downward facing dog. Stay for a breath. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Bring your arms down by your sides. Staying for a breath. Then from here, we're going to practice Virasana, or hero's pose. So with your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come up onto the knees, and reach your arms overhead. Look up. With your exhale, release back down, sweeping the arms back down by your side. Inhale, come back up, lift the arms overhead, come onto the knees, and exhale, release down. Good. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release down. We're going to make this a bit more dynamic. Pay attention to lefts and rights. With your next inhale, lift your right arm overhead. Keep your left hand on your lower back. As you exhale, sweep the right arm down, turn your head to the left. or onto your lower back. Good. Inhale, come up, lift the left arm overhead. Right arm stays on the lower back. Exhale, release down, sweep the left arm behind you, turn your head to the right. So the head is moving away from the arm. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, release down with control, turning the head to the left. Good. Left arm lifts, inhale, coming on up, reach. Exhale, release, turn the head to the right. Let's do one more time on each side. Right arm, inhale. And down. Turning the head. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, release, turning the head. This time, come up with both arms. Reach. And then exhale with control, release down, head looking down. Take an adjusting breath. Then extend your arms forward. Plant the hands on the ground about shoulder width apart, and then slither forward down onto your belly and have your hands down by your rib cage, not by your shoulders. And then press the arms straight, lift the knees, take the shoulders back, upward facing dog. And then exhale, pull back into downward facing dog. From here, we'll move through Dandha Kriya. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Come 1 inch from the floor if you can. Then press the arms straight, take the shoulders back, tops of the feet, upward facing dog, and then exhale, pull back to downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, 1 inch from the floor. Press up, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale. Plank or chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Upward facing. And downward facing dog. Good. Staying in down dog for a breath. Noticing sensation. Good. And then we're going to move through a lunge series. Go ahead and lift your right leg high into the air behind you. With your exhale, swing or carry, step the right foot between the hands and release the back knee to the floor. With your inhale, lift your arms up. Crescent lunge. Good. Exhale, take your chest to the thigh, sweep your arms far back behind you. And inhale, come back up again. Exhale again, chest to thigh, sweep the arms behind you. We'll do one more. Lift the arms up. Good. And then exhale, take the hands to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. All right, we're going to do the other side now. Left leg lifts. And step it on through. Back knee to the ground. Inhale, crescent lunge. Good. Exhale, chest to thigh. Sweep the arms behind you. Inhale, come back up, opening the heart toward the ceiling. Exhale, sweep back. Good. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, take the hands to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Good. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot forward, knee down, and we're going to change things up just a little bit this time. We're going to chant Om as we come down out of it and sweep the arms back, okay? We'll do that a couple times. So with your next inhale, lift up, then chanting Om. Om. Inhale, sweep up. Om. Inhale, sweep up. And then we'll Om to downward facing dog. Om. Good. Lift the left leg into the air and step it forward. Release the knee to the ground, and we'll do that same exercise with the Oms. Inhale, lift the arms up. Om. Inhale, lift. Om. Inhale, lift. Oming to downward facing dog. Om. Right leg lifts. and step it through. Knee to the ground. Again, inhale, lift the arms. Chanting, Om. Lifting, inhale. Om. Lifting, inhale. Om to down dog. Om. Left leg lifts and step it through. Knee to the ground, inhale. Om. Lifting, inhale. Om. Inhale. Om to down dog. Om. Let's do one more time on each side. Right leg lifts, step. When you're ready, inhale. Om. Om. To downward facing dog. Om. Left leg lifts and step. Inhale. Om. Om. To downward facing dog. Om. One time through Danda Kriya, inhale plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing. And downward facing dog. Stay in downward dog. Breathe. Feel what's here. What's happening in the body as we get warmed up today. Good. And then go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into the standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Good. And then press palms to shins, come halfway up here. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up to standing or reach. And palms to the heart. Good. Take an adjusting breath as you come to standing. Just notice sensation. Again, what's happening in the body. Again, you might feel some tension as you continue to warm up, maybe sending a breath to those regions. We've just done some heart opening with those lunges. The chanting is really good for vibrating the chest, which helps to open the heart. So you might start to feel some movement there as well. Beautiful. Bringing your awareness back. Hello. We're going to practice arm swings next. We love this one. And I'll give you two options tonight. You can pick which one you want to do because part of nonviolence is knowing where your boundaries are and honoring them. And then part of it is knowing that you might be not going as far as you could and pushing yourself a bit. So it's a lot of discernment here. So the more vigorous version, this will be familiar to a lot of you, will be to inhale, bring the arms up, inhale back, inhale up, and then exhale, bend the knees, drop the body, sweep behind you to come up for the next round. That can be a little bit on the back sometimes, and it takes a bit more energy. If you don't want to do that, what you'll do instead is inhale, arms up, inhale back, inhale up, and then exhale, jab the elbows without dropping the body, just jabbing back. For both, it's a 3-part inhale through the nose with one powerful exhale out of your mouth with the movement. And if you start getting tired of one and you want to do the other one midway, go ahead and do so. We'll be practicing for about 2 minutes. So pick your poison. Feet stacking underneath your hips for both. Relax your shoulders down for a moment. Find your breath. Again, it's inhaling through the nose, 3 parts, and then one powerful exhale out of the mouth. Let's begin. Inhale up, inhale back, inhale up, exhale back. Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. Again, you can choose which one you want to do, either dropping the body or jabbing the elbows back. Either way, feel the full rotation of the shoulder joints, especially with the inhale up and back. And with that exhale, there's that powerful pulling in and up of the navel, helping to clear your respiratory system. It's almost like a wheeze. It's like an exasperation at the end. Really go for it. Now, as I mentioned before, we're going for about 2 minutes, so pick your pace as well, but only go as fast as you can to maintain the practice. If you start to burn yourself out too quickly, then that's not really going to work for 2 minutes. You're going to get really tired. Of course, at any point you want to slow down, go ahead and do so. But if you keep on moving, you start to reset the nervous system, pulling you down into your parasympathetic, grounded response. So much more access to compassion and self-energy. So keep going. About 30 more seconds. You're getting closer. Keep swinging it out. Almost there. Three, two, last one. And exhale, release, coming back to standing. Take a pause, feel, breathe, notice your heart rate. Maybe put your hand over your heart, just feel that beating. And the slightly slower pulse of the breath underneath the heart. Helping to regulate the breath and energy. Take a deep breath in, hand on heart still. Hold the breath in for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, sigh. We'll do that again. Deep breath in. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Sigh. One more time. Deep breath in. Hold. Sigh it out. Good. Releasing the hand down. We'll do another exercise here. So feet stacking underneath the hips. Still, take your hands onto your hips. Good. Now feel the feet grounding flat. Now we're going to be moving from one leg to the other rather rapidly. So this won't be so much as balancing as just maintaining enough lift to put the foot back down. So you're going to go ahead and bring a knee up to your chest and then place it back down. And then do the opposite knee up and place it back down. Just keep moving from side to side. I call these marching crunches. And so make sure you feel the navel kind of pull back toward the spine as you draw the knee up as high as you can. It helps if that's on an exhale. Good. Now you keep the hands on the hips if you'd like to. If you want to make it harder, you can take the arms overhead. Keep going. And if you want to make it harder, you can bring the opposite elbow down. So if your left knee comes up, bring the right elbow down, and vice versa. Keep going, we're almost there. Three, two, and one. Release. Arms down. Feel sensation. Deep breaths in and out. And we'll do one more standing exercise before we go into our sun salutation. Actually, two more exercises before we go into sun salutation. But for the next one, we'll be doing our twisting from side to side. And depending on how much space you have, will indicate which version you can do. So if you have plenty of space around you and you're not going to hit anything, ideally, you can have the feet about shoulder width apart, toes pointing outward, and just swing from side to side, back foot cheating up, hips displaced, and arms hitting the body. If by doing that you start slapping into furniture, same thing happens, or everything is the same from the chest down, but the arms will be parallel to the floor, hands on top of your shoulders. And just move here from side to side, okay? It's a bit more work for the shoulders for that one, but you won't hit anything. So if you haven't started already, go ahead and get going from side to side. Now, because we are constantly twisting, the breath can become shallow. So just take a deeper breath when you notice that happening. We'll do this for about 90 seconds total. Check in with your breath. Take a deeper one. Again, check in with your breath. Now you might get to a point with this exercise where it kind of feels like the exercise starts to do you instead of you doing it. The effort kind of slackens. You just kind of fall into a rhythm. Just notice if that's the case. And again, it's okay if it's not the case, but notice if it is. Three, two, and one. Unwind to center. Feel sensation. The pulsing of the heart, the pulsing of the breath. Sensation in your body. And take a deeper, fuller breath, bringing your awareness on back. So the whole series helps to move some energy around. The first arm swings kind of like lifts it up. Of course, the core strength in the middle helps stabilize it. And then the one from side to side just helps kind of bring it to kind of a more of a balanced place. And that last one is also really good for your nervous system. I'm all about nervous system regulation these days, especially with how stressful the world is in general for many people right now, not everybody right now. So if you were able to get to the point in that practice that I was mentioning where you kind of stop doing the practice, it kind of just goes on its own, or you're kind of like takes over for you, that's a way to know that your parasympathetic nervous system, your calm, grounded response is kicking in, and that your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight response, is starting to slacken. So put that one in your pocket, practice it sometime. Let's practice some chair pose. Feet stacking underneath your hips. Bring your palms to your heart. Shoulders down the back. Stand up tall, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, sit down into chair. Inhale, straighten the legs. Good, let's do that again. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, come back up. We're gonna stay this time. Exhale, sink in. Good, now as the hips sink down, feel the heart or sternum lift as much as you can. And breathe. Good, inhale, straighten the legs. Take a breath. Then we'll practice twisting chair pose. So deep breath in. Exhale, sink back in just like before, as deep as you can. And then take the right elbow across the body to the top of the left thigh or knee. Press the palms into one another. Roll the left shoulder back strong here. Keep the hips sinking down. Now, as you stabilize in this posture, what might be happening is that your right knee is drawing forward. So pull the right knee back, but keep the left shoulder working back. You'll deepen the twist here. Keep the hips sinking. Keep the right knee drawing backwards. Left shoulder working back. 2 and 1. Unwind and stand. Deep breath in and out. And then side number 2. Take a deep breath in, stand tall. Exhale, sink into chair pose. Hips coming down. Heart is lifting. Good. This time your left elbow comes across to the top of your left thigh or knee. Then press the palms into one another. Take the right shoulder back, twist. Looking up if you can. If not, it's okay to look forward. Keep the hips sinking. And then as you get stable here again, you might notice your left knee pulling forward. Draw it back. This pulls the hips into alignment, and it allows you to twist a bit deeper. Breathe. All right, with your next inhale, unwind and stand. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. We'll stay for just a couple of breaths, just a nice symmetrical stretch here. And then press palms to shins, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. Good, again, feeling, sensation. Then we're gonna move through our sun salutation. So for our sun salutation tonight, we'll work with the sweeping lunges that we did earlier. So you know most of the steps, we're just gonna put them all together. So palms to heart. Relax the shoulders down the back and find your breath. And loop the awareness of your body back into your general awareness. Where do you feel things? How is that? What's your relationship to that? If there's tightness or soreness, bring some breath there. What that means really is just allow the breath to be relieving to that tension. So you can imagine the breath going to those regions, you can imagine light there, or you can just allow the natural function of the exhalation to be relief. And the inhale is nourishing you. Nourishing inhale, relieving exhale. All right. With that awareness, let's begin to move. Inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up. With your exhale, bend the knees, sweep your arms behind you, chair prep. Inhale into chair pose, lift the arms up, and stay for your exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach up, and swan dive, hinge at the hips, fold forward and down. Palms to shins, halfway up, inhale. Exhale, release, step your right foot way back and bring the right knee down to the ground. Inhale, sweep the arms up, crescent lunge. Then exhale, chest to thigh, sweep the arms behind you. Inhale, bring them back up. Then exhale, chest to thigh, sweep them back. Inhale, lift up. And then this time, hands to the ground, step back to downward facing dog. Good, Danda Kriya. Inhale, plank pose. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg lifts. Step it forward, help it forward. Back knee to the ground, crescent lunge. Exhale, chest to thigh, sweep the arms back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, lift the arms. And this time, exhale, hands to the ground. Go ahead and step forward, Uttanasana. Palms to shins, halfway up, inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. Good, again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair prep, chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Lift on inhale, fold on exhale, palms to shins, and then release down. This time, step your left foot back, please. Take the left knee to the floor, crescent lunge, inhale up. Exhale, chest to thigh, sweep the arms back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Downward facing dog, exhale, stepping back. Danda Kriya, plank, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing, left leg lifts when you get there. Step the left foot through, exhale. Right knee to the ground. Good. Crescent lunge. Chest to thigh, sweep back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, sweep. Inhale up. Good. Bring the hands to the floor. Step forward, Uttanasana. Palms to shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side. Come all the way up. And palms to your heart. Good. Keeping it moving. Inhale, sweep. Chair prep. Chair pose. Good. Lift on inhale. Fold on exhale. Palms to shins. And down. Step your right foot way back. Knee to the ground. Crescent lunge. Good. Sweeping back. Exhale. Arms up. Sweeping back. Good. Last one. Arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Danda Kriya, we know this one. Plank to chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. When you get there, right leg lifts. Step it through. Knee to the ground. Inhale, come up. Sweep. Up. Sweep. Up. Stepping forward, hands to the ground. Step the left foot forward. Palms to shins, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair prep, sweep back. Chair pose. Lift. Fold. Halfway. Left foot, stepping back. Knee to the ground, sweep, inhale. Exhale back. Inhale up and back. Inhale, arms up. Downward facing dog, exhale. Danda Kriya, our favorite. Forward, down, up, and back. Left leg lifts. Step it through. Knee to the ground. Inhale. Sweep. Inhale. Sweep. Good. Inhale. Hands to the ground. Step forward. Uttanasana. Palms to shins. And down. All the way up. Inhale. Palms to the heart. Last round. Inhale. Chair prep. Chair pose. Lift. And fold. Halfway. And down. Right foot steps. Sweep. And back. Sweep. And back. Stay up this time. Lift the arms up. Turn the heart toward the ceiling. Breathe. Now stay here if you want to. If you want to take this to another place, you can interlace your fingers at your lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the arms off the back and leg. This just deepens the back bend in the upper back, but if this is too much for you, just leave the arms in the air. Breaking that heart open. Breathe. If your hands are interlaced, release them, lift them up. Exhale, everybody hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Take an adjusting breath here. Danda Kriya, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right leg lifts, and step it forward. Help it through, knee to the ground. All right, let's do this. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, sweep back. Lift, sweep. Stay up this time. Lifting the arms up, turn the heart toward the ceiling. Breathe. And again, you can stay here if you want to. If you want to, you can interlace your fingers behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the arms off the back. Deep breaths. Melting that heart open. If your hands are interlaced, release them and lift them back up. Exhale, everybody, hands down, step forward. Take your time, palms to shins. And exhale, release down. Sweep the arms up to the side, come all the way up. Palms to heart. And place your palms flat on your heart. Feel that beating heart. That slower pulse of the breath beneath it. 2 pulses of life. Your life. Here in this body. Maybe you feel a bit of gratitude for that. This beating heart, these pumping lungs. Compassion for this heart, compassion for this breath, this body that carries you, this mind that occupies it. It's common in our culture that we think we only deserve compassion, love, especially from ourselves if we're perfect, that we do everything right. And while that's a noble goal or effort, we are fallible beings. We make mistakes. We hurt ourselves, we hurt other people. We are imperfect. But in that, we are still worthy of compassion. We are still worthy of love, to be cared for, to be protected. Send yourself some of that. All right, good job with that sun salutation and a little contemplation after it. Okay, we're gonna move along. Hydrate if you haven't done so in a moment. It's hard to work with the heart and not start getting kind of like a little teary-eyed after a bit. And I'm speaking from my own experience. Yours is whatever's going on over there. All right, we're going to transition down onto our bellies, but you know I like to get you there. So go ahead and fold forward from where you are and step back to downward facing dog, or just come into down dog no matter where you were at on your mat. And inhale, come into plank, and exhale, plank yourself down to the floor. All right, so we're going to play around with bow pose, Dhanurasana. So go ahead and bend both knees, heels coming in toward your seat. Now, if you aren't able to reach back and grab your ankles, and that's okay if that's the case, there's many different levels of practitioners here tonight. Instead of doing this, you'll practice locust pose instead. We did this earlier, all right? So if you can't do bow, do locust. But if you can, bend your heels in toward your seat, and then reach back and grab hold of your ankles. Now, when you do that, your pelvis pops up off the floor. So with an exhale, push the pelvis down. Then with an inhale, push the feet into the hands and pull your chest and thighs up off the floor. Good, breathe. Looking forward as much as you can. Deep breath in. Don't collapse, slowly release down. We're gonna come back into it here in just a moment, but take a breath. All right, moving back into the posture. Again, exhale, push the pelvis down. Inhale, push the feet into the hands. Lift your body up. Bow pose and breathe. Big heart opener. Strong back, strong shoulders. Lift up a bit higher. Deep breath in. Again, don't collapse. Slowly release yourself down. Release the legs. You can turn the head to a side if you'd like to. And relax for a bit. The beating heart, the pumping lungs. Turn your head to the opposite side. Right. When you're ready, please bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Bring the head to center. I know it's kind of far from where you want to be right now. But there's a good reason to come into down dog, so make your way into down dog. Pushing up and back, and you want to feel length in your spine here. So bend your knees more than you normally do. And then lift the hips toward the ceiling. And take some deep breaths into the spine, creating length from one end to the other. Anytime we do deep belly back bending like bow pose or locust, especially if you hold it for a while, it's good to extend the spine afterward to prevent back spasming. So take another breath or two. Good, and when you're ready, go ahead and float down onto hands and knees. Release the feet, Balasana, child's pose. Taking deep breaths here. And then taking a deeper, fuller breath, please. Go ahead and walk your hands back, coming up to a seat. Then bring your legs out in front of you. If you want to sit on a blanket, you can. Sometimes adding an inch or so to the spine makes it easier to do these kind of floor practices like this. And extend the legs forward. And we'll come into a twist. So go ahead and bring your right foot flat to the floor and a knee in toward your chest. Then bring the right foot to the outside of the left leg. Now your right knee is on top, so your right hand goes behind your spine. So not far back here, you're not leaning back. You're actually pushing the hand into the floor right behind you so that it makes you sit up taller. It's good for posture. Then inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, take the left arm across the body, hook the knee and twist, looking over your right shoulder as you work the right shoulder back. Deep breaths. All right, inhale, unwind and uncross. Let's do the other side. Please bring your left foot flat to the floor, bring the knee in, and then take it to the outside of the right leg, grounding it down. Left knee on top, left hand behind your spine. Press in, sit up tall, and then with an inhale, lift your right arm up, reach up. Exhale, take that length, take the arm across, hook the knee, twist, take the left shoulder back, look over that left shoulder. Lots to do here, and breathe. Feeling the spine pull into the body and to the left. All right, inhale, unwind and uncross. So for our last posture before Shavasana, I want to give you some options. So you get to listen to yourself, which is a form of practicing nonviolence, actually listening to what your body needs and tending to that. So we always end with a symmetrical forward bend. So one could just be simply to fold over your legs here. We've done this plenty of times. You could do butterfly pose and fold in butterfly. You could just come into your normal cross-leg seat and fold over that, but pick one and practice it for a few rounds of breath. Okay, just if you're not sure what to do, just pick one. Like this, the stakes are really low here. just pick one. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to find like the right one, because they all will offer you what you're looking for. Just one might feel a bit more toward what you're needing right now. So tend to the field being your body in this case. Whichever pose you're in, deep breaths into that. One more breath. And bring yourself back up. All right. So from here, please come on to your back for Shavasana, corpse pose, or final resting posture, and make any adjustments so that you can rest there comfortably. So maybe bring a blanket under your head or cover up with a blanket if it's cold in your space. And put on socks or a hoodie if you need to, whatever you need. You can turn down the lights in your space, which is what I'm going to do on this end. Make yourself comfortable. Making yourself comfortable internally, externally. One practice of nonviolence, Ahimsa, is doing your best, your best to make sure that your environment is conducive for the state of being you wish to occupy. It's a little harder sometimes, but again, it's a good goal. And come to relax. Feel yourself letting go of effort. Your arms relaxing out to your side, the toes falling away from one another. And you might just take a deep breath in and sigh it out if you want to. That feels like that would be helpful. That sigh really bringing just another level of relief. And then relax your movements. Just the breath gently moving in and out. And remind yourself that these few moments that we have here in Shavasana are the moments that you have selected to not have to do anything. You've made space for this to be okay. So when your mind starts trying to figure things out or project into the past or future, remind yourself that you don't have to do that right now. That you can give yourself this gift of space, stillness, steadiness. Peace, peace, peace. Please begin to take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring some gentle movement to your hands, to your feet, your arms, your legs, gently moving the body. And gently, when you're ready, rolling to your right side. And sitting up in a comfortable meditative seat when you are ready from here. So please sit tall, be comfortable, shoulders down the back, eyes closed. Taking a deep breath in and out. Bring your awareness to the movement of your rib cage, widening as you inhale, narrowing as you exhale. The rib cage widening as you inhale, narrowing as you exhale. And then become aware of the point at the center of the chest that the ribs are expanding away from and contracting towards. Aware of that point that the ribs are expanding away from and contracting towards. That heart center, Anahata. And to really help you ground into the quality of this boundless space of compassion, I want you to think of something, one thing, the first thing you can think of that you are grateful for. What are you grateful for in this moment? Don't overthink it. Hold it. How does this thing that you're grateful for impact your life? How does it make your life better, brighter? What light does it bring to you? This thing that you are grateful for. And allow yourself to feel gratitude in the knowledge that it is helping, that it brings you light and love, maybe a sense of connection. And I want you to feel that feeling of gratitude expand inside of your body like light spreading into every cell. Maybe it feels like a softness. Maybe the density of the body feels like it's loosening up. But see yourself filled with light, filled with gratitude. In holding on to that deep well of gratitude, I want you to picture an image of yourself sitting directly in front of you, a mirror image of you sitting directly in front of you. And as you gaze upon this being sitting in front of you, you start to see that there's something that feels a bit off about this reflection. It looks tired, slumping slightly. It's holding on to some pain. It's holding on to some really unhelpful beliefs about you and the world. And as you would to your best friend who might be going through something, I want you to feed this image in your mind positive affirmations, especially if you have a hard time believing them. So examples of those is you are loved, you are worthy, you are worthy of love, you are brave, you are helpful, you are kind. Whatever comes to mind, and don't stop. The second you say something else immediately, even if you have to repeat yourself until a new thought comes. You are heartfelt. You are love. You are loved. You are a great friend. You are a great partner. You deserve love. You deserve kindness. You are so compassionate. Notice where the rubs are, where it feels like it might not be true, and say it anyway. Feed it this positive affirmation. And after a while, as you continue to say these positive things toward yourself, this reflection in front of you, you start to feel that light that you're filled with. You start to see it expand into that being, that reflection of you in front of you. Keep sending the positive affirmations. You are worthy. You deserve kindness, love. You deserve support. You are inherently good. There's nothing wrong with you. There's everything right with you. See that light expand into this being, and you start to see the image change. It starts to sit up a bit taller and prouder. The tiredness starts to fade. The tightness in its body starts to relax. And you start to see this bright being in front of you. And we're going to keep with the positive affirmations for just a hair longer. Even again, if you have to repeat yourself, you are worthy, you are full, you are loved, you are heartfelt. And as you continue to say those, I want you to see this image start to move toward you and merge with your body sitting here. That light returning to inside of you, that being coming with you, and you start to feel yourself hearing these positive affirmations returned to yourself. It's deep embodiment. You are worthy. You are loved. You are everything you need. As you allow the affirmations to fade, you feel this lightness within you, this compassion for yourself. And you believe those affirmations to be true, if anything, for this moment. And keeping that truth with you, somewhere within you, you take a deeper breath and you bring your palms to your heart and you bow your chin to that truth that you are worthy of love, that you are loved, and all the other affirmations you gave yourself. And may all of your work here tonight and this practice keep you reminded of those truths. So until next time, namaste.